or single people. Because the church believes marriage is the only possible legitimate way to have a family and to share a life with someone. People believe that biblical marriage is something God created. Biblical marriage is polygamy. Biblical marriage is about mistresses and concubines. Nowhere in the Bible does it say you're to have one wife. Nowhere does it condemn slavery, human trafficking, and buying a wife. The church shames and drives people into depression because they don't value single mothers. If a woman has a child out of wedlock, she's shamed, while the man who caused the issue is seldomly present. Churches condemn the sexual revolution while hiding child abuse. Why in America do churches react so negatively to feminism? Why in the 1980s there were many books on biblical manhood and womanhood? Why is marriage focused on men's pleasure, desires, and women are a footnote or barely mentioned? Why do conservatives force women into small, tiny roles that are secondary? Because where there is support for the heterosexual marriage, the nuclear family, men, cis, straight, they get to hold on to privilege. When single people choose to be single, they don't fit well in a church culture where there's a culture war against feminism. When a church poster focuses on children and nuclear families, it's hard to sell. Christians without families or plans to start families don't fit well on a Christian poster. When it comes to single women, church leaders often understand when single men pursue celibacy for marriage, but they often don't get to speak or understand why women choose celibacy over ministry. Single women are seen as rebellious, fighting their calling as mothers and loving wives to meet the needs of their future husbands. I don't support marriage, traditional relationships, because I understand the history, the gender roles, and the inequality, and the legal slave labor that goes into marriage. If you want to do marriage, and marriage is something you enjoy, it's your life, go for it. I just don't like an institution that was created by men to benefit only men. And there are so many ways to have a lifelong partnership without marriage. Marriage doesn't make your relationship more legit. If you actually do get married, you just signed up for more than 50% liability of dissolution. We need to stop teaching singles that singlehood is a period of life. Sometimes it is your whole life. We need to start emphasizing religious or secular groups that singlehood is not a pit stop. It's a legitimate primary way of life. We need to start listening, creating safe spaces, providing classes. We need to teach value. And we need to stop forcing women into roles they may or may not want anything to do with. Because motherhood is like being a woman. It's a spectrum. And sometimes with bodily autonomy, you just decide it's not something that works for you. And people need to respect it. They need to stop challenging it. They need to support you. And they need to educate themselves. Because if a man can choose abstinence and nobody thinks twice, but they won't let it lie when a woman does the same thing, this is the patriarchy. And as long as we don't value everyone equally, where we stop worshiping marriage, we'll never see each other as equals.